What's up, guys? Kevin from the KO Sports Corner. Welcome back to another video. Very excited for this one. Today we are talking MLB prospects. So we're going to be going through the best prospect on each MLB team. Let's just get right into it. I mean, like and subscribe, follow us for more like this type of content you guys are seeing. And as well, make sure to check out all our social medias. My work at Fish Stripes, all of that will be linked below, as well as a couple websites I definitely need you guys to check out when it comes to prospects and where they're ranked. So let's just get right away started with the best prospect in the Boston Red Sox organization, which is Marcelo Meyer. This guy is just phenomenal. I was between him and Tristan Casas, but he takes it over as his ceiling is immensely high. We've already seen what Tristan Casas could be, more of an how established he could be, what his ceiling could be, but Meyer's ceiling is undefined and it is extremely high. I'm very excited to see where this guy could go. And the stats were all there. You guys saw them on the screen. This guy's just incredible. So let's just move on right to the next guy. And it is Jordan Lawler. Jordan Lawler is one special player, man. This guy in a very decently weak farm system from the Diamondbacks. Jordan Lawler definitely put up some stats with 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 400 batting average. He also had a 500 OBP and a 1.100 OPS. Jordan Lawler is going to be a very good infield prospect, as that's what the Diamondbacks need. So that's why he's the best one. And then moving on to the best prospect out of all these guys, according to MLB Pipeline, we have Adley Rutschman, who is the catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. He's top 30 in the MLB Pipeline system for the Orioles, and he's obviously top one, the first one in the top 100. So he had 452 at bats, 129 hits, 23 homers, 285 OBP, 899 OPS, and a 285 batting average. Definitely, it's going to be a guy who will probably see this upcoming season at some point because of how good he's been on the minor league system for the Orioles. There's not really another player I could really mention that's better than him. So we just have to go with Adley Rutschman, and especially since he's number one in the top 100. So let's move on to the Atlanta Braves. We have Shea Langeliers. I hope I'm saying that name right, but he is, I think, in my opinion, the number one guy. Tristan Pache just isn't that guy anymore, in my opinion. Good player, just not it, man. I don't know. I don't like Tristan Pache too much. Langeliers obviously has some pretty good years for Atlanta. He's the number 2 in the top 30, number 69, I'm pretty sure. Yep, in the top 100. So yes, very interesting guy. He's probably maybe at some point this season, definitely, because he is currently sitting in the AAA level. So yeah, he's a catcher who we'll be seeing shortly, especially a team that is so catcher desperate like the Atlanta. Maybe we'll see him in 2023. That'll be a good time to see him. Next player is one of my favorite prospects, Zach Veen. This guy is a very good prospect that should be looked at a lot more than he currently is. He is in a very weak farm system, so it is a good time to start looking at this guy and saying he is going to be really good. He is currently a outfielder in the single A level, so Zach Veen definitely a player to look at. He's obviously the best prospect up there. Guy who's just smack in the middle. He's not good or bad for MLB Pipeline. He's number 50 in the top 100. So yeah, Zach Veen's a very good player. Just give him some time, and he'll develop to be a very good guy. As you know, Trey Blackburn's is coming to an end. They're going to rebuild, and it's a very bad farm system in Colorado. So yeah, next guy's Tyler Freeman. This guy is a very interesting player who is the number 1 prospect in the organization, number 59 in the top 100. He's currently at the MLB level, but not yet graduated. So the stats say it all. This guy's a really good player. He split some time supposedly between MLB. He'll probably be up this season for sure, as the Guardians have some of the most MLB ready prospects, according to Just Baseball Media. That is one of the links I will leave below. So yeah, next team is the Cincinnati Reds. It was between Lodolo and Hunter Green, and I had to go with Hunter Green here as he is the number 1 guy. Nick Lodolo is really close. They're both at the AAA level. They'll definitely be making their debuts at some point this season, and he is the first pitcher to mention as the best player in an organization, or best prospect in an organization. So just another guy to mention there. And then we have Yoelqui Cespedes, who is the number 2, but not ranked at the top 100. So White Sox system extremely depleted. There's just no other way to say it. I guess you could say Colson Montgomery is one of their better prospects, as he was the 22nd selection in the draft. But Lewinsky, I'm pretty sure, was a international signing. Yes, he was signed January 15th, 2021. Expected to be up in 2022, as Montgomery is expected to be up in 2025. If you're talking about long-term success, Obviously, Montgomery's the right guy, but Lewinsky's probably going to come up this season at some point. So I'm excited to see him. Moving on to the other Chicago team is Braylon Marquez, who's the number 2, and then he's the number 86. He had some time in the MLB, just not good enough. He had like a 67 ERA, which I did not want to put. He's the number 2 guy. Brendan Davis is number 1, who is currently in the AAA level. He's the second round pick, as Braylon Marquez was an international signing or just a sign. He was on 2015, so he's been with Chicago for a while. Definitely going to be part of that pitching rotation. Very good pitcher as well, so we'll be getting a lot more of him. St. Louis Cardinals, we have Jordan Walker. He's the number 3 prospect in the organization, but he is the number 57 in top 100. There's guys like Matthew Liberatore, Nolan Gorman, who I could have gone with, but man, these stats definitely impressed me. And he's only at the high A level, and these other guys are AAA. So Walker does definitely have another higher ceiling than these guys, as these guys are a lot more established. Liberatore's or whatever, he's been okay, but he's still a really good prospect. We'll definitely be seeing him in the MLB level at some point this year. So yeah, Jordan Walker, he's going to be up there. Brady House for the Washington Nationals. He's the number 2 guy on the top 30. Cade Cavalli's number 1, but I like Brady House's season a lot more, although he did have 59 at bats, but that's okay. He's definitely the best prospect for the Nationals. 322 batting average, 394 OBP with a 970 OPS. Brady House is going to be one of the better prospects in this organization. He'll probably be number 1 next season once they see Cade Cavalli in the MLB. One of my favorite prospects, Shane Baz. This guy really proved himself this season for the Tampa Bay Rays. Number 1 in the top 30, number 19 in the top 100. He already has MLB experience. He is 5-4, 2.6 ERA, 78.2 innings pitched, 113 strikeouts, and 0.8 WHIP. Shane Baz, as I mentioned, had MLB experience. So we saw him in the playoffs as well. We'll share his stats actually right now. That his MLB stats, he is 2-0, 2.03 ERA, 13 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts. Overall, good stats for Shane Baz, who's the number 1 guy in the organization. So let's move on to the next guy, who's Jack Leiter, one of my favorite prospects for the Texas Rangers. Top 30, he's number 1. He's number 12 in the top 100, so falls right out of the top 10, but definitely one of my favorite prospects. Jack Leiter is the son of Al Leiter, one of the hyped up prospects entering the MLB draft. I really like this guy. I would have liked him for the Marlins, but obviously that didn't happen. The Marlins had the 16th pick and got a pretty good player in Khalil Watson, who is not on this list. Spoiler alert. Moving on to one interesting prospect, Marco Luciano, one of the top prospect for the San Francisco Giants. He is expected to be coming up in 2023, and he's currently in the A+ level, in the high A. He is number 5 in top 100. So Luciano is definitely a player of need there, as you have Brandon Crawford. You have some other infield depth, which is either getting older or just isn't good enough. So yeah, just a guy who you're going to be considering moving up. Other names that you could definitely look at to move up already are the next infield prospect is in low A, which is Averson Arteaga. So you won't be seeing an infielder like Luciano in a while. And then you go down and you have Will Wilson. You go even lower to third base, Casey Schmidt. These guys are all low A guys or high A. So definitely looking into Luciano as a guy who will be one of the more valuable prospects in their organization. Moving on to my favorite prospect, non-Marlins, it is easily Julio Rodriguez. This guy's going to be the best player or one of the top players on the Seattle Mariners, as he had himself a season. He did play for the Olympics for the Dominican Republic, if I'm correct. So he didn't have much stats when it comes to MLB or just looking over at the minor league stats. He's the number 1 guy, or he's going to be up in the major leagues, definitely. There's no way this guy starts in AAA. He's going to help the Mariners just carry. He's going to carry. He's a home run hitter, big-time player, so I really do like that move. Moving on to the next guy, it is the San Diego Padres and Robert Hassel, the third. Very interesting player, one of my favorite guys on the Padres. Now, you could have gone CJ Abrams, Luis Campusano, just guys I don't see that are better than Hassel. So yeah, we're gonna go with him. He just has all the skills, all the skill sets that of an outfielder, and Padres are a little bit low in that position. He'll probably be up in 2023 is what MLB Pipeline shows. He's currently in the high A level. So let's move on to one of my other favorite prospects, which is O'Neal Cruz. This guy hits for absolute bombs and velocity. This guy is a power hitter, and definitely we could see him at DH. O'Neal Cruz is huge. You look at this guy, and he's really tall. So actually, 6'7", and he's a shortstop. So I think we'll definitely be seeing him as a DH, or maybe they move him to outfield, which wouldn't be too shabby. First base seems nice for him. He was signed July 2nd, 2015 by the Dodgers, and he came over to the Padres, so to the Pirates. So definitely an interesting fit there for him. Next guy, we have Bryson Stott, one of my favorite prospects, number 2, the top 30, 97. So Phillies have one of the worst farm systems in the MLB. There's no way to go past that. But yeah, definitely a player who we have to consider as the top guy. Put up the stats, did what he had to, and then we go to the Oakland Athletics, who are going to go into their rebuild now. Tyler Soderstrom. Definitely a player to look at for the future. He won't be up until a cup like maybe 2023, 2024. So they'll still be going with the guy they have right now. But he's putting up good stats in the minor league system, and that's what's good. So I'm happy that they're getting their guy there and working. Next player is Francisco Alvarez. You could have gone so many ways here, but the Mets just depleted the farm system, the trade deadline. Definitely a team to look at when it comes to not a strong farm system. There's other guys like Khalil Lee, who's a very interesting player. You have Nick Plumer, but those guys we can't talk about them right now, or at least not yet, as well as they're on the MLB already. So they already graduated. Francisco Alvarez had himself a season: 327 at bats, 89 homers, 89 hits, 24 homers, 70 RBIs, 272 batting average, 388 OBP, and a 941 OPS. Alvarez is definitely going to be a player of necessity, at least in 2 years, once Brian McCann's on that decline, and then he'll be coming up to the Mets. No issue there. Jason Dominguez is the next guy from the New York Yankees. This is maybe one of the most hyped up prospects I've ever seen. His rookie card is selling for millions. Just so you guys know, his Bowman card. Dominguez is a great player. There's no other way to say it. In a very weak Yankees, in a very weak Yankee minor league system, the only other guy you could really talk about here is Austin Wells, who is the 6th ranked guy. Anthony Volpe, the only other guy on top who is in the high A level. He's currently with the Tarpoons, who is Jason Dominguez is with the Tarpoons right now. Maybe we'll see him in the Double A next season, maybe high A at most. But yeah, next guy who's actually a trade player, a player who got traded to this team this season, Austin Martin. He was on the Blue Jays and was dealt in the Jose Barrios trade to Minnesota. Very good player. He's number 36 in the top 100, number 2 in the top 30. He's a 330 at bats, 89 hits, 5 homers, 35 RBIs, 270 batting average, 414 OBP, and an OPS of 796. This is definitely a player who we have to keep on the lookout. He is getting close to the MLB level. He should be up in 2022, this upcoming season. He is actually an outfielder and a shortstop, so it makes a lot of sense for a team like Minnesota, who has actually a couple minor league ready prospects. You look at them, and Royce Lewis says MLB level. Martin, it says Double A, so he'll be back. It says next season, and I think it will be. Then you have Jordan Balazovic, who's up in the MLB. Johan Duran. Keep going down. Joe Ryan, Jose Miranda, Josh Winder. So definitely a lot of MLB ready guys on the Minnesota end. And Austin Martin's going to be one of them. And then moving on to my favorite prospect, obviously, Max Meyer of the Miami Marlins. This guy needs to be up in the MLB at this moment. He put up career highs in strikeouts in his first AAA start. Obviously, the AA season for the Pensacola Blue Wahoos was interrupted because of COVID issues, so they canceled it. It was over, and Max Meyer and Peyton Burdick were both moved up to AAA, and they made their AAA debut. Max Meyer dominated with 13 Ks. Peyton Burdick also very successful, but he's not the best prospect the Marlins have. Max Meyer is easily the best prospect, as he will definitely could go 2 ways. You could see him as a major league closer, bullpen piece, or you could see him as a starter, which is what I want to see him as. You could get rid of Eliezer, and then you add him to that rotation, and it'll be Sandy, Trevor, Pablo, Max Meyer, and Jesus Luzardo. Because I think Sixto Sanchez begins the season in AAA, as I don't think he will be ready to make his MLB starts once again. So yeah, Max Meyer easily the best prospect. Why is it not Khalil Watson is, I think, the question you guys all want to know. In my opinion, it's not Khalil Watson because I still haven't seen enough. His ceiling is immensely high, but he had a pretty good start to AAA in the lower leagues and the rookie leagues. So I need to see another year of Khalil Watson. I didn't see enough, and I like Max Meyer a lot more overall. He's my best prospect in my top 30. Garrett Mitchell is my best prospect for the Milwaukee Brewers. This guy is extremely close to the major league level. He should be up at least this season, maybe towards the end during the September call-ups. But a guy who hits 8 homers, 57 at bats, 30 RBIs, 258 batting average, needs to be up in the MLB or at least close. I think we need to see a bigger season from him. Didn't hit enough homers, only 8, so, and 57 at bats too. So he did have to struggle with some injuries. But next team is the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have a horrible minor league system. Their best guy is Diego Cartaya. I don't know much about him. All I know, he's a catcher, and he probably won't be up until maybe 2024 or 2025, which wouldn't shock me at all. The estimated time for him is 2023. They have Will Smith. They have a couple other guys are at the catching spot, so I would be shocked if we see him. And one of the players who's made an impact at the MLB level is Reed Detmers. 3-4, 115 WHIP, 62 innings pitched, 108 strikeouts. Detmers has made some MLB time. He's the best prospect for the Los Angeles Angels, but that probably will change this season itself. As I mentioned, he's in MLB, so we'll probably be seeing Sam Bachman as the best prospect, or Jeremiah Jackson, who's actually showed a lot, Jordan Adams, some guys to mention there for recognition is as the best prospect. Kansas City Royals, this is easy. Bobby Witt Jr., this is one of the top prospects in the MLB in general, number 3 for pipeline. So Witt definitely, I think we'll be seeing him come up to the MLB this season, as he is pretty damn close. He's currently in the AAA level? Yes, AAA level. He's going to be up this season at some point. Who knows when? Maybe even in the playoff chase. He's playing incredible in AAA. You bring him up and you make him let you have an impact. So that's how I could see him coming up. Next player from the Detroit Tigers, we have Spencer Torkelson, one of my favorite prospects. This guy hit 30 homers. So it's crazy. Crazy stats for Torkelson. He'll definitely be up next season for the Detroit Tigers. He is currently the number 1. He's at AAA level. I really like Torkelson. I think we could see him come up this season, definitely. And then the final prospect we will get into is Corey Lee from the Houston Astros. Martin Maldonado, not the best guy. He's unranked in the top 100, but Corey Lee definitely, I think, will bring some kind of juice to that Astros offense, which is needed. He's also a very defensive-oriented catcher, if I'm correct. Astro fans, let me know in the comment below what you guys think about Corey Lee. For those all of you, whoever's watching, let me know about the prospect. Give me more insight on this guy. I'm not a huge minor league guy when it comes to other teams besides the Marlins. Obviously, you guys know I cover the team. So when it comes to these other minor league teams, it's very hard. I know brief things about them. This is why I think it was more of a brief, but knowing common sense is another thing, and knowing which is the best prospect on each team is something else. So yeah, this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this cool little background I made here. StreamYard, where I record videos, allows me to use this, so I'm very excited. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Go fish.